All right, we got Ryan Sabol, Coach Halcovage, and A.D. Boldin. Coach, you want to open the statement?
Yeah, just so proud of our team tonight. Faced every situation I think you could possibly find in a game, whether it was being up early, letting our lead slide a little bit, going into letting them be tied at halftime, going down early in the second half, and then being down late. We were able to extend a lead in the last game where it was close and tied. We went down and just fought back. Every guy that got in stepped up for us in different ways. And in the end, we just had enough and got it done. And sometimes you get a little luck. They miss a foul shot. We make two. And then at the end, our guys do a great job being solid, getting a stop, and coming away with the victory.
Can you talk about the resiliency of your team to be able to keep their heads in this and find a way to come out with a win in that final minute?
Yeah, our mentality is just, we always talk about being all in and playing with grit. And the all-in part is, you're all in it for your brothers. You're going to give it up for your team, the name on the front of your jersey. And in turn, we know that's how it all comes back to us individually and then collectively. And then the grit is just dealing with whatever comes your way. Tough calls, balls not bouncing your way, other team making tough shots. All those things, I think, happened in tonight's game. But our guys, because we had a collective mentality and they believed in it, we talked a lot about believing going into this game. I actually used a little bit of Ted Lasso psychology with these guys this whole week going into these two games. And we just talked about, hey, man, we're getting better. We got to keep believing in it, and talking about how each one of these guys has a piece of that belief. And when we all do that, great things happen. Usually some things could come together, and they did in the last two games.
This was one of those games that just seemed like ebbs and flows all the way through, and occasionally I'd count one or the other where one team was doing well and then the other one would bounce right back. I guess that makes for an entertaining night if tough on you guys.
I mean, I would have liked to go into Thanksgiving with a little bit less stress, but maybe I'll enjoy the turkey a little more. So, no, I just think, they're a really high-powered offense when they could get going. They got some incredible individual players. I mean, we knew Glasper could get it going, and he did. But we knew we could have one of those guys get it going, but we couldn't let him and Forrest go off. And Forrest didn't tonight. 4 of 13, we did a really good job on him. And that was the difference, that, we knew one guy could get going, but we couldn't let 2 or 3 of them. And I give a lot of credit to AJ. He had the assignment on Forrest tonight, and he took it personally, and then we had to switch him and put him on other guys at the end. And when we needed to get stops and make big plays in tough moments, he stepped up. So obviously Ryan's been great all year, but AJ's been fighting through and just kept persevering. His offense, we just kept telling him, your offense is going to come. Just keep focused on defending and rebounding. And then tonight he defended and rebounded, and his offense came alive.
Ryan, those last 22 seconds, you probably dream of moments like that when you're shooting by yourself. Okay, we're down 3, I make a steal, 3, and a couple free throws. What goes through your mind in those moments?
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. We work on that in practice all the time. We always say, I said it out there, our actions follow our habits. And so we worked on that in practice all the time. And when it came time to do it in game, we all just knew. We remembered what we did in practice. And, you just always have to enjoy it. Whatever we're doing out there, we stayed together as a team. And we ended up being able to pull it out at the end, which is it's awesome.
AJ, you guys have, that was obviously a very resilient performance, and maybe you don't do that last year. What do you think? Is that just the team growing together and learning to handle these situations?
Yeah, just us maturing as a team, us building habits and letting our habits carry us. He preaches that every day in practice and in the locker room, let our habits carry us. So that's what happened tonight.
Can you talk a little bit about the energy you brought to your team in the second half? It really looked like the rest of the guys really fed off of it and gave your team a bunch of momentum at several different points in that second half.
Yeah, I was just doing my job, defense, taking my matchup personally, and just letting the chips fall.
Coach, 4 wins. You had 4 wins at the end of last season. Now you have 4 wins in November. I know it's a fresh start or whatever, but maybe that's a good sign for everybody in the whole program that you're making these baby steps here.
Yeah, I think even last year, but we talked about, we just look at things one game at a time. Last year, I was so proud of that entire team for sticking together until the end. That team dealt with a lot of adversity. A lot of balls didn't bounce our way last year, and that happens. However, the guys that are here now, they remember those moments. we were lucky to have these two, especially in some serious moments last year where we had to come back. I think we used last year to remember the moments like where we were down at Richmond and fought back and gave ourselves a chance, or other moments where we did the same thing and we just were there at the end, right? And then we look at this year, Notre Dame, right? We took a lead at half. We go down, we fight back, we claw back. And we really, honestly, man, I know it sounds cliche. We try to think about things as just one possession at a time. We were in that huddle, down 6, down late. All I was saying to these guys was, hey, guys, one possession at a time. You know, we don't need a 3. We just need to get a good shot, right? Get a stop. We got time. We got plenty of time. And really credit to these guys. I mean, we were in situations where we used all of our timeouts. There was a loose ball. Our guys jumped on it. That's one of those moments where you could easily have somebody call a timeout forgetting, but we told them in huddles. Our coaching staff did an incredible job keeping these guys organized, and we were able to get it done.
Ryan, did you think you got fouled on that play on the stretch? I didn't get a good look at it. Did you get whacked, or what happened?
I mean, whether I got fouled or not, I mean, I think it's, I don't even remember, but we just always talk about attitude, I didn't get a foul call. I just had a good attitude, how do we respond, and we just had to stay together as a team, I just don't think we should ever worry about the refs, it's a hard job, and whether I get the call or not, it's just about how we respond as a team.
Were you a little surprised when you heard the whistle?
Which player are you referring to?
The one before your 2 free throws that gave you the lead with...
Oh, no, that was Tyson. That was Tyson, yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh, wrong number.
I don't think, I think Tyson, I don't think Tyson would have been surprised that they called a foul, just because, they were up on him, they bumped him a little bit, and he did a great job. He's a really heady point guard and really good with angles, and he, did the right thing. If they're going to get up in you and pressure you in the game, try to draw a foul, and if you get it, great. If not, get to the next action, which he was ready for. So, and really great credit to him to step up there and knock those down in a big pressure moment.
Coach, you mentioned how last year you guys went through a lot of experiences and how that's making you the team you are now, and part of that was playing a lot of the young guys on your roster. Was that by design last year, and now are you seeing that evolution, that maturity, that next step out of guys like Ryan here and AJ and some of the other young guys that you have throughout the roster?
Yeah, no, I don't think anything last year was by design. I think sometimes in life things just fall into place the way they did. I mean, if you look at last year's team, early on we had a lot of new guys coming in with some guys we retained with a new staff, right? Some guys that couldn't even make a decision, when Coach Weitzel left because they were already transferred in. The rules were you could only transfer once at that time, or you had to sit out another year. So I think once that rule opened up in December, things changed in terms of college basketball, right? So things are just constantly changing. Early last year, Isaiah Adams, great talent. In the first couple games, goes down with an injury. He's out all of, I think, end of November and through all the way through close to Christmas. And that puts pressure on these guys. And then AJ goes down end of year, and then Bryson gets experience they hadn't got earlier in the year, right? So, again, I don't think anything was by design. Some things just fell into place the way they did. But I'm really proud of these guys for just believing in what we told them in the recruiting process and really just seeing it through and getting to year 2 now and starting to be leaders and young leaders in this program.
Guys like me look at the calendar and see December coming up now that you're through November. 4 tough road games ahead of you, but on the other hand, this is a pretty good building block to go into those games.
Yes.
Awfully positive reinforcement.
We told these guys, hey, we're not playing an easy schedule in non-conference because we want to be prepared to go into MAC play and not be fazed by anything. That when we get to MAC play, we're going to be up against. We're going to have played against tough road environments, tough teams, right? Going into environments like Notre Dame, Penn State, at Georgia, right? We wanted to test ourselves at Vermont, one of the toughest places in the country to play. We wanted these guys to understand that they're capable of competing anywhere we go, and that we got to just have a growth mindset, and that's what this non-conference schedule has been about. And I think we were really, really fortunate, but also I'm excited that we're able to grow through winning these last 2 games.
All good.
Thanks, guys. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you, guys.